welcome back to part two. This is just where I do some analysis on just a few of the products that I trade on a daily basis or weekly basis, depending on where the opportunities are. So before I do that, just the legend, so you know exactly what's there. So the black numbers are going to be support and resistance levels based on trend lines. Pink numbers are going to be breakout levels. And claret numbers, they're just going to be horizontal levels where I've identified support or resistance, generally based on double or triple tops or bottoms. Okay, so the Dow. So after seeing a spike midweek, we just had two big sell-off days. And I've got resistance at 41,362. I've got support at 39,519. I've put the fibs on there. It's broken through them, but it did manage just to close above the golden ratio. So it's really going to depend on probably Monday, how, whether that is going to test the downside, or we may see a little bounce. So yeah, let's move on to okay, with the S&P, I've got resistance at 56.15. I've got support at 53.31. And again, I've put the fibs on here just to sort of give you an idea. Now, it's sort of closed between the 50 and the golden ratio. Golden ratio is 618, in case you didn't know. And it's sort of in between those. Again, it's just going to be, just keep an eye on it this week. Volatility is going to be there, and it's going to be an interesting week. There's not too much out from the US in the way of data, but there are going to be a couple of Fed speakers as well, so just listen to them. And then on to the Nasdaq, same thing. Sort of Thursday it gave back all the Wednesday's rally, and then Friday it sold off even more. I've got resistance at 19,723. I've got support at 18,390. If it breaks through the support, then I've got a breakout level on the downside at 18,204. Again, the fibs are on there. It did manage to close below the golden ratio, so the Nasdaq's looking a bit weaker. But again, it's just going to be how these markets react at the beginning of a new week. So yeah, the dollar had a bit of a swing over the week. Thursday and Friday were big days. It sort of gained on Thursday, gave some of that back on Friday. Again, it's more around rate expectations. So I've got resistance at 128.68. I've got support at 127.14 and 126.20. The euro had a big spike up on Friday. So a bit of dollar weakness and a little bit of euro buying. I guess that's partly traders expecting that the ECB is not in a position to be able to cut rates again anytime soon. They may get pushed a little bit further down the road. So anyway, I've got resistance at 109.48 and I've got support at 108.03. Again, the fibs are on there. Now, they do come into play from time to time, and you can see after that sell-off, it was lovely. It sort of went down, tested the golden ratio, but it closed above it both days. Well, on Thursday it closed just above it. Friday it sort of opened, tested a little bit below, rejected, and then it had that big move up. So they're useful to use. And if you use 30-minute charts, then pivot points are useful intraday as well. Okay, so moving on to Bitcoin. It's sort of being trumped at the moment. It's all about sort of whether Trump is expected to get back in because he's voicing how much he's in favor of crypto these days. And, so that's what sort of really pushed it up. And other comments that he made last weekend. So it reached over 70k. But then as the week went on, it came off. That's because Harris has sort of, well, she's basically on par with him for the election now, according to polls, as much as you trust them. But, you know, that sort of took some of the shine away from it because it's not so guaranteed that he's going to get in. I think, you know, if he was still against Biden, yeah, I would expect him to get in. But now it's neck and neck. So, you know, the next few weeks are going to be sort of really important to how that's going to go. Moving on to gold. Seemed to be a little bit of a risk-off trade to me towards the end of the week. We had stocks going down and gold going up. As you can see, sort of a really big recovery last week. I've got resistance at 25.22 and support at 24.12. Last but not least, oil. Now, oil had about a $6 sell-off at the back end of the week, and that was after a good rally on Wednesday. And again, you know, it's reacting to the potential weaker economy, and that's just taking some of the shine off of it. And yeah, I mean, there's not much else to say. I mean, it's sort of being supply and demand at the moment. OPEC Plus didn't really do much different at their last meeting this last week, so it sort of left everything up in the air. But you know, it ranges, and I think, you know, now we're into summer, we could see ranges, but that range is quite big at the moment, as you can see. Anyway, yeah, I mean, I sort of trade a lot of oil, but I do it sort of more intraday where I can, and a variety of different strategies rather than just all flat price. Anyway, so I hope you've enjoyed the analysis, and I look forward to you sort of tuning in again next week. Have a great week. Just be careful. Remember, it's school holidays, less traders, less volume, higher volatility. And best of luck. So, just a little heads up on my services. So, I offer a daily newsletter that includes global news, headlines, my views. That's a subscription service. I also offer one-day workshops. You know, this helps you to discover if trading could be your next career or maybe just a secondary income. But you know, the one thing is, because I offer a variety of them, is I can also just fill in any gaps that you may have with your current trading, or you know, whether it's macro or actual trading skills. And then I offer a 1 week intensive course. You know, that's going to make you feel confident and competent after just 1 week. And you know, that's going to basically give you the foundations on which to build your trading career. You know, I'm going to help you find that inner trader, and that also now includes a free trading challenge. And then there's my Flexi Masterclass. That's 6 weeks of guided learning, but you can spread them out. You don't have to take them all at once, and that does help to accelerate the learning curve. And that's designed to provide you with all the knowledge and trading tools that you're going to need to navigate these markets, you know, and any asset class, you know, whether it's financial, commodity, digital, I'm involved in them all. And as I say, the weeks can be spread out there, and that also includes a free trading challenge. Trader mentoring, so you know, maybe you've already got some experience but you're looking to get to that next level and you're struggling to do that. I offer mentoring by the hour, by the day, or a monthly subscription. It's entirely up to you. But you know, I just want to help you guys to reach that next level time and again. And of course, I provide lots of trader educational content, not just to individuals but also to exchanges and brokers. And if you're looking for that funded trading account, you know, so you don't have to risk your capital, then contact me for details. I've got 2 good ones that I use. Okay, so finally, as usual, just ending with a disclaimer. So, you know, if you're already involved in, you'll know this. If not, then please take serious note of this, that trading does involve the risk of loss of capital and it's not suitable for everyone. However, I do hope it is for you. And now, because there's leverage involved from many companies, just be careful because you can lose substantially more than that initial investment. You know, the regulators are a bit more on top of that these days, but, you know, even so, just be a bit cautious. Everything that I include in these just purely for educational purposes. I'm not trying to encourage you to trade or invest. That must be your decision. And of course, before you make that decision, you've got to consider the risks involved. And that includes your financial situation, definitely your level of experience, definitely your risk appetite, and of course, only risk capital you're prepared, but more importantly, that you can afford to lose. And if you've got any doubts whatsoever, you know, first of all, think twice before you do it. Speak to a financial advisor. And do that before you risk your capital. You know, I have so many people come to me because they've lost money. I'd rather they come to me and learn how to do it and not lost the money in the first place, because that's just a waste of their savings. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed these, and you know, I'll be doing these on a weekly basis, so I'm going to post the links in places so that you can get to them. My new website will be finished soon, but in the meantime, you can reach me at the email address below on all the slides, which is chrisjtubby55@gmail.com. And all I can say is I wish you a wonderful week. Best of luck with your trading, and hope to see you again next weekend. Bye for now.